Shalom Akim, Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai Basham, Kakadash, the fathers and salutations to the elders and apostles of Griffin Stone well, and the Akim preaching the gospel of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, throughout the four corners of the earth. Yeah, so I just got a quick lesson with this video uploaded by the Ice Age Farmer. It was basically talking about the situation of farming and solar minimum and all that. But it's all part of prophecy. Things got to take place because the Lord Yahweh Shai is letting the elect know that Babylon is on its way out. The rulership of Esau is on its way out. All right, so let me just play a quick portion of this video because it's all part of prophecy. When you read the book of Genesis, it tells about the famine, in the land of Canaan, and how the Lord was able to send Joseph ahead of, his brethren to preserve their souls. All right.
Is now reporting corn shortages at the supermarket. And while they're blaming coronavirus, because that's what they blame everything on, right? That's why you're locked at home with a face diaper on your head, and that's why we're taking away your cash and having a great reset now, yes. But the reality is, though, that the sun's output is dropping off into a grand solar minimum, and that is responsible for a lot of what's going on, and in fact, it's driving the timetable for these aggressive moves by the technocrats to take over the food supply and everything. Let's talk about it. I'm Christian, and this is the Ice Age Farmer broadcast. And indeed, Fox is reporting that you can add corn to the list of supermarket staples that have become elusive during the COVID-19 crisis. They go on to say that it's because people bought a lot of canned corn at the beginning, and while big canning companies Del Monte and Green Giant tried as they might to get farmers to plant more, sweet corn growers had already made their plans for the year, and so what we have is what we got. They talk about how there were also problems transporting the crops because trucking companies had fired a bunch of their truckers. But again, all of this is really nonsense compared to the bottom line, which is that last year we had immense flooding at the beginning of the growing season that prevented a lot of farmers from even getting into the fields and planting their soybeans and corn. It was a record by a factor of 4, a record to prevent plant acres. We'll read here from this piece. Historic flooding in the early spring and record rainfall across portions of the Corn Belt led many in the industry to expect prevent plantings, i.e. the failure to plant a crop, to reach record highs in 2019. And the latest crop reports bear that out. Meaning, yes, we didn't get the corn we needed last year. And in fact, the USDA's numbers that were reported then were still too high. They've continued to retroactively whittle those numbers down so that they didn't create panic initially, but now they're retroactively adjusting those. So last year was a real disaster.
And that's, sign of the times from the Lord. So, you know how it is, man. A lot of folks are going to be upset and starve. But the men of the Lord are going to have, faith in the Lord, and that they will be taken care of. So I'm just going to read this real quick, the account of our forefathers in the book of Genesis, chapter 45, verse, just read, start on verse 5. Start on verse 4. It says, and Joseph said unto his brethren, Yahweh said unto his brethren, come near to me, I pray you. And they came near, and he said, I am Joseph your brother, whom ye sold into Egypt. Now therefore be not grieved, nor angry with yourselves, that ye sold me hither, but the Most High did send me before you to preserve life. Alright, then in verse 6 it says, for these 2 years had the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years, in the which there shall neither be airing nor harvest. And the Most High sent me before you to preserve you a posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. So that's how the Lord operates, man. He creates a situation so that way our people, the elect of our people, are able to be delivered. That's the reason why we always got to have faith. Right, it's really necessary because it's a beautiful thing to trust in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. Right, so just remember that the Lord is in control. You don't have to doubt. Stop worrying about the RFID microchip. All right, stop worrying about the cares of this world. The Lord is always prepared, to take you through the darkest hour. So Isaiah chapter 13, verses 10, it says, "For the stars and the constellations thereof shall not give their light, and the sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine." So it's going to be a time of depression. All that wisdom and knowledge that folks have, it's not going to be able to be put to good use because the Lord is taking away the wisdom of this world, and the wisdom of unrighteousness, the Lord is going to shut it down. All right, the time for righteousness is coming true. So the end of Esau's rulership, that's exactly what we're witnessing. Okay, verse 11 says, "And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible." Right? So it's judgment time, man. Then verse 12 says, "I will make a man," all right, a man of the Lord, an Israelite man, "more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir." All right. So let's expect the Lord to uplift you, man, these last days. When you hearken unto His word and you believe what is, promised, well, you'll be surprised of how the Lord will intervene for you when times are hard upon the face of the earth. So another precept is going to be from the book of Psalms, chapter 37. I'm going to read from verse 18 to verse 20. It says, The Lord, Yahweh Bashima Shaba Shima Kakadash, knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. So there should never be any doubt, man. I shouldn't doubt, when times are hard, man. Shouldn't be thinking about, oh, well, what if they force the elect to get the mark of the beast? You shouldn't think like that, all right? You should think, as a child of the Most High, that He's got you covered, that your insurance package is ironclad, all right? Then verse 19 says, "They shall not be ashamed in the evil time," and that's the time we're living in right now. In fact, it's just the beginning of the evil time. "And in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied." So the issue of nutrition and food and all that stuff, it's not going to be a big concern for the men of the Lord, for the elect, because the Lord is always going to provide for us. Okay, so always remember, man, we're pilgrims upon the face of the earth, and we just have to hold on, all right, to the promise. Okay, and then verse 20 says, "But the wicked shall perish, and enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume. Into smoke shall they consume away." So it's basically a sifting, all right? All this chaos and calamity and commotions coming upon the earth, it's a sifting process, all right? It's a sifting exercise. It's a sifting drill by the Lord Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shema Kwakadash to deliver our people from the the madness, the separation, the ultimate time for the Lord to to do His act of segregation. That's exactly what it is, man. Because when you look at the evils that our people have to put up with concerning discrimination, or what you want to call segregation and oppression. It's just the Lord preparing our people for the difficult times that are coming. All right. So it's just a beautiful thing to understand that the Lord was already preparing us, decades and decades and centuries ago for these difficult times. All right. Because those that are thought to be comfortable will be the ones to have it the worst, and they're going to be the ones to give up. All right. So you didn't come here to be comfortable. You came here, to drink of that cup of slavery, that cup of oppression, so that you'll be ready in the last days to understand what it means to have nothing and how to manage the little that you have and how to have faith in the Lord. And that's what it boils down to. Every situation, whether it's good or evil, always remember it's for the elect's sake. All right? Shalom.